How's it going now, guys? TalkNorwichCity here, back for my first preview video of the season. Fulham up this Saturday, and, well, it is an understatement to say I am very, very excited. I've missed doing these videos throughout the pre-season because, well, you can always preview pre-season games, but the teams are so changing, ever changing, and, you know, it's not that great pre-season. But we are here, the Championship is here, and I am so excited of what's to come of Saturday. I love Fulham. It's a great ground to go to. We've sold out. We've pretty much sold the neutral section out. There's going to be a lot of Norwich fans there with a lot of excitement and a lot of hope. Anyway, the team for this week. Let me first of all run you through the injury news. I've had to write it all down because there is a lot to go through. And I was so used to last season just writing the same team down every week in the same formation. This season, it's going to be very different. It is going to be very, very different because Daniel Farke likes to change things. He likes to change the formation midway through a game. Let's have a look at the injury news then. Harry Toffolo and Jamal Lewis are definitely out of the game. As well as that, Alex Pritchard and Tim Close are definitely out of the game too. So that's 4 definite outs. In terms of players who aren't going to start but might be in the squad are the following. So Wes Hoolahan is likely to make the bench but not start. He's, of course, been out for a few weeks. Josh Murphy was injured, I think, last week or the week before. He isn't going to start, but he might come off the bench. Russ Martin is going to have a late fitness test. He picked up a knock in training, a contact knock. And Ivo Pinto is in the squad, but also not starting, which means we are fairly limited on defenders because we've got 2 left backs out and we've got 2 right backs out in terms of Russ Martin and Ivo Pinto. So that's 4 defenders injured straight away. As well as that, Tim Close is injured. So that's 5 defenders injured, which isn't ideal. But anyway, let's get into the team that I would start. By the way, you can see the YouTube ad revenue is really rolling in because we've gone for card instead of paper and also yellow card. I know, talk to me about that. So in goal, and the first time I'm going to be writing his name down on a piece of paper, and I hope it is a big season for him. It is Angus Gunn. I am absolutely buzzing to welcome him to Craven Cottage. Just give him an incredible applause when he runs towards the away fans. This man, I hope, is going to have a big season. I've been very impressed from what I've seen in pre-season. I think a lot of fans were maybe worried that he hasn't played a league game before. Don't be worried. This man is more than capable as long as we support him and as long as the defenders support him as well. And I'm sure it will all be fine. Don't worry, but it's great to have a Gun back in goal for Norwich City. Now, in terms of a formation, let me just have a look. I've pre-written this. I'm going for a 5-1-2-1-1. Something like that. So, in at right wing back, let's start there first of all. I'm going for Yannick Vilskut. Now, can you see that on there, hopefully? So, I've spelt Vilskut wrong. There's a D in there, isn't there? I love Yannick Vilskut. You may know that. You probably know that. I've been banging on about him more than enough on my Twitter and also on here. Right wing back, I think it suits him. I think we haven't had a player since Yannick Vilskut in terms of the direct power of Yannick Vilskut for a long while. I was in the pub with Big Dave the other day and we were speaking about it because he's got a mutual love for Yannick. And he was saying in terms of a player just running at teams, he hasn't seen anyone like it since Darren Huckabee, and that's a very bold claim. But I think he'll be good. The 3 centre-backs. So 3 centre-backs: Marcel Franke, Zimmerman, and also Ben Godfrey. Now, that's a risky one. I haven't seen too much of Ben Godfrey this pre-season. I know he's a good player. I know he's capable. But to throw him in the deep end against Fulham on the first game of the season is a bold move. But I genuinely can't think of anyone else who can play there in this formation. When you've watched the whole video and you've seen the full team I'm going for, maybe feel free to change the formation. Let me know your team because I genuinely don't have a clue how we're going to line up. And that is me being serious. I've looked at this bit of paper for so long. I've looked at the team news. I've looked at previous lineups. And I just don't know because of the injuries. And look, we might go for something a bit different at Fulham. In terms of the left wing back, I'm going for Husband, who I rate very highly, actually. I've been very impressed with him in the pre-season. He was probably the one I looked at in terms of the signings we've made so far and gone, I'm not too sure about that. It just doesn't make sense. But for me, it's an astute bit of business and Husband looks absolutely brilliant. Now, in front of them, I'm going to go for Reed, who I think he's been a standout man in pre-season. I now know why Southampton fans rate him so highly. He's such a good player. He's like David. I've said this before, haven't I? He's like David Fox, just a little bit smaller and ginger and a little bit better. He buzzes about the pitch. He picks it up. He likes to drop quite deep. You don't often see deep-lying midfielders as small as Reed, but he's got a presence about him despite his height. And then in front of them two, in front of Reed, I'm going to go for Vrancic, who's also been absolutely fantastic, and Maddison. Now, Maddison's been played a little bit deeper so far in pre-season, and I've been impressed with him there. He's said himself that he's enjoyed playing in that role, which is absolutely brilliant. So Maddison and Vrancic will naturally drop a little bit deeper, and Maddison will naturally push on a little bit. So that's all well and good. I need to keep looking at this team because I just don't know. Let me focus that up again. And then in behind the striker, I'm going for Marley Watkins, who I believe will maybe couple up in a duo with this man, Nelson Oliveira, because look, he gets about the pitch. Watkins, Barnsley fans told us, and we should believe them. I've seen him play a few times now, Watkins. He is all over the place in terms of running about. He drops deep, he pushes on. He's got a wonderful goal against Brighton in pre-season, didn't he? And you couple him up with Nelson Oliveira, that is a lethal partnership going forwards, I can assure you of that. So that is the team I'm going for. It's a 5-1-2-1-1, I suppose. You know, on the break, Reed will probably be going into a middle three. When we're defending, Vrancic will probably drop in with Reed, and Maddison will push a little bit deeper as well. But that, for me, is a very exciting team. It really is. And we are kind of stepping into the unknown because, yes, a lot of these players have played together before in pre-season, but it's been so chop and changing. When you actually nail down on a starting 11 in a competitive football match, that is completely different, and you can't look at pre-season at all. So I'm very, very excited to see what's going to happen this season. I'm very excited to see the developments of Daniel Farke and his backroom staff and how these players adapt. I mean, off the bench, you think the injured players we've got, Stephen Naismith is suspended, so you've got Pritchard, Naismith, Murphy, Jerome, all of these players in terms of an attacking sense. In terms of a defensive sense, you've got Toffolo, Lewis, Martin, Close. You've pretty much got another whole starting 11 that could fit in there who are just out either suspended or injured, which is an absolutely unbelievable thought. Let me know your thoughts. Score prediction. Look, I've said on many times I think we're going to win the league this year, and I stick by that. I've gone bold, and I'll stay bold. Very bold. I think we'll win the league. I think Fulham will be up there as well. I think they're going to be very good. I'm going to go for a 1-1. A 1-1 draw. I'd take a draw at Craven Cottage. Just end this losing streak. Just end it. It's going to be a tough place to go. I'm buzzing just because it's a step into the unknown and we've got excitement again. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to me in the comment section below. I'm going to be reading them all and hopefully replying to most of them too. Let me know your score predictions as well. Hit subscribe. It's going to be a mad season of content, people. Stay locked in to Talk Norwich City, and I will see you very soon. Peace out.